1 can of cream of mushroom soup. That is almost a 2-pound roast. So onion soup mix going in on top of the cream of mushroom. Then I'm going to add some fresh onion. I just went ahead and sliced that up just to save some time so you didn't have to sit here and watch me cut onions because you've done that before. But it's just a small yellow onion. Or as we say down here, it's a yaller onion. And I'm going to spread that all over. I still love doing the layers of an onion. So much fun to me. It's the little things. Get in there. 1 stick of unsalted butter. I make no apologies for that. Not a one. And I'm going to put this on low and I'm going to cook it all day. It's a very small roast. So I think with getting it on as early as I am now, cooking it on low, it's just going to be perfect. And I'm going to add potatoes near the end because the canned potatoes are already cooked. So I'm going to drain them and rinse them. And right before I get ready to serve it, I'll put the potatoes on top and just kind of let them get hot. But that's my everyday roast right there. Going in. Let's go. Alright, so the roast is done. It's just on warm, and I added 2 cans of whole potatoes. That's it. So it's on warm, and they'll just get warm with the roast. I got some green beans going over here. Alright, so my green beans are pretty simple. I want you to take 12 ounces of bacon and fry it off the way you like it. And you're going to add 4 cans of green beans. Now you can cut this recipe in half. If you want to, that's fine. I don't add any salt. I don't drain any of the fat. None of that. You just let the bacon do the work. The only thing I do add, let me reach for it here, is a little bit of black pepper. And if anybody wants, a little bit more. If anybody wants any salt, they can add it. But with the bacon and just not knowing how salty it's going to make the green beans, I don't add any additional salt. So that is how I make my green beans. Easy and simple. And like I said before, the bacon does all the work. Alright, so I'm going to do some sloppy joes here. I'm going to kick up the can a little bit. I like the flavor of sloppy joe in a can. I do. I don't apologize for that. A lot of people freak out. They're like, oh, that is so gross. Well, it's not gross to us. We like it. But I am going to kick it up. I'm going to add some bell pepper and some onion. I'm going to cut this really, really small to where it's, it's in there and that flavor is there. But you don't see a whole lot of the pepper because a lot of these people around here don't like bell peppers. I don't know what to tell you. But when I cook it down like this and they can't really see it, these small little dices, they eat it and they don't question. Oh, washing machine's done. You hear it? Alright, so in this pan I've added that bell pepper and that onion, and I actually used a little bit of bacon fat. I keep bacon fat in the fridge. Every time I fry off bacon, I add it to it. And you want that. That flavor is amazing. This smells absolutely amazing. And I'm going to add that hamburger right to it. As soon as these get really soft, and I want them really, really, really soft. I want them to kind of cook down quite a bit. So I'll probably sit here and stir it and ponder about life for about 10 minutes or so. So there you go. It smells so good. Alright, so I cooked my bell peppers and my onions down almost to non-existent. I'm really just going for that flavor, but you can still see them in there a little bit. And then I drained it. That's about 1.5 pounds of meat. And the reason I use so much is because when it's all said and done, I'm actually going to put some in the freezer. And I'll have a weeknight freezer meal that I can fall back on. This is the kind we like. The Great Value Sloppy Joe. It's delicious to us. Now, if you like manwich, use manwich. I like manwich too. But this does save a little bit on the pocketbook, and we don't mind the flavor. So, I'm going in with 3 of them. I'm going to get all that goodness out. Try not to be super loud here. I'll get the rest of it out off camera so it's not too loud. But going in with 3. Now, like I said, that looks like a lot because it is a lot. But it's going into the freezer for later on, and all I'll need is some buns and some tater chips, and we're good to go. I like a little bit of garlic in there. I like to keep the vampire away with a sloppy joe. That's just how I roll. And then just fold it in. I got my heat on about medium-low. I'm going to put the lid on it and just let everything get happy in there together for about 15-20 minutes. I'm going to make some French fries. I got some sweet potato fries, some regular fries. I probably won't do those on camera because you know how you like your French fries. If it was a homemade French fry, yeah, I'd show you. But it's not. It's alrighta. It's alrighta, baby. Alright, so I got my pickle. Always got to have my pickle. And I got my sloppy joe with some cheese on there. I think we all like it with cheese. Some fries with a little bit of ketchup drizzled on there. And I got some sweet potato fries, and that is honey mustard on those. So good. Absolutely delicious. That's dinner tonight. Not overly healthy at all, but you know what? It's fun every now and then. Alright, so tonight for supper, I'm making Tamara's bacon-wrapped brown sugar chicken. And we love it. We've had it before. Haven't had it in a while, but we've had it before. But with that, I wanted some baked beans and some of my deviled egg pasta salad. It is so good, y'all. I'm trying to cut this recipe in half. So I will make certain to put it down in the description box for y'all, because the only recipe I have for this in my head calls for like twice this amount of stuff. So I'm going to do the best I can, y'all, because I'm not a cook that measures. I don't measure anything, ever. Not even for baking a lot of times. But I'm going to do it just for you, because I love you. So I'm going to chop up 3 deviled eggs and half of a small purple onion. Yes, purple. That is so not red.
I pull into your driveway, it's a Saturday night. You look like $1,000,000 wearing that dress I like.
Alright, so I'm adding 3/4 of a cup of dill relish, going right in. Basically everything I would put in my loaded eggs, you know, my loaded deviled eggs, that's what's going in here. A little bit of the juice, about a tablespoon. Alright, now, the other stuff. Alright, so when I make deviled eggs, I like to take green olives and I slice them, I make them pretty, and I put them on top. I don't put them throughout the dish, or, you know, throughout the egg mixture. I don't do that, but I do put a slice on top because that's what Nanny did. Now, I'm just adding a few olives, just for that briny taste. This is 100% optional. You don't have to do this. If you don't like green olives, don't put them in there. It is just that simple. But I'm just taking a few and I'm kind of just mashing them up with my fingers. No big deal. I mean, I can chop them fine, but they roll all over. Crazy little things. So I'm just grabbing a few, just kind of crushing them up, put them in there, just so I got that flavor. But like I said, it's optional. You don't have to do it. Alright, so I've got a heaping cup full of Duke's mayonnaise right here. Use whatever kind of mayonnaise you want, but up in here it's Duke's. Not a soul in this house that wants anything but Duke's. Sorry. If you like Hellmann's, you know, bring out the Hellmann's. Bring out the very best, I guess, in your house. That's what you do. Ooh, that was attractive. A little bit of mustard going in. Now I'm just going to stir all this together before I add the pasta. I got 2 cups of elbow pasta cooking. I'm not adding any salt. None, not a bit. There is salt in the olives. There's salt in the pickles. There's salt in the mayonnaise. There's salt in the mustard. It is salty. So I'm not adding any, but I am going to add some black pepper. Kind of heavy-handed with the black pepper because I like it on there. And paprika. Because, you know, what's a deviled egg without some paprika on there? So I'm going to just get that in there. and then give it one more stir, and then I'll add my pasta. Alright, so I've got my elbow macaroni in here, cooked just to al dente. I'm just going to show you. I mean, you can just tear it apart, just like that. I rinsed it off with some cold water. I'm going to fold all that in together. I'm going to stick it in the fridge for a couple of hours. You know, overnight is obviously best. Overnight is best for almost anything, but I am making it a little early, so it's going to go in for a couple of hours. Look at that. Absolutely perfect. Delicious. Alright, so remember what I said about these olives? They are optional. That's right. That's the word of the day. Optional. So we're going to throw those in there because we love them. Just make it pretty. Kind of let everybody know that they're in there. Some paprika right on top, just like you would a deviled egg. And in the fridge it goes. Alright, so I'm going to leave the recipe down below for Tamara's chicken. Mine is just a little bit different. I am going to use the poultry seasoning. This is 100% inspired by Tamara. I just don't use a lot of chili powder. My husband, Bob, he just don't like it that much. But I'm going to season this chicken with this Southern blend from Badia. And I'm going to season both sides. Hold on, let's flip it over. I had to find my tongs. Okay. Flip it over. Give it another good seasoning. We had Tamara's chicken. Oh gosh, this is probably how me and Tamara became friends. I had a collab. My very first collab that I ever hosted was a chicken collab. One of the #1 proteins searched for recipes on the internet is chicken. So we had a chicken collab, and this is what she made, and we've been besties ever since. But I'll definitely leave hers down below. She puts chili powder on hers and wraps it with bacon and some brown sugar. It's the same but different, that's all. Alright, so I'm going to take some bacon. Sorry, got to use my hands. And I'm going to wrap every piece of this chicken in bacon. I mean, does it get any better than that? Not really, no. Alright, so I'm going to put some brown sugar right on top of every one of those. Oh, they already smell good. That seasoning, you just smell it. Alright, so I'm going to make some simple baked beans to go with this. I've got 2 cans of pork and beans, any kind you like. Just dump them right into a casserole dish or any kind of thing that's oven safe. We'll add some, that's an attractive sound, some Sweet Baby Ray's. About 1/4 cup or so. We're just going to stir that in. Like I said, easy peasy. Not necessarily a traditional baked bean, but definitely a good baked bean. Alright, I've got 4 or 5 slices of bacon here. Just what was left after wrapping that chicken. And I've cut it into little pieces. I mean, you can do it in strips, but I like to have a little bit of bacon in almost every bite. So I just put it all on top of those beans. This is going to go into the oven with the chicken. And as soon as that bacon is as crispy as you like it, not as crispy as I like it, as crispy as you like it, it's done. So go ahead and get this on there. Everything's going in at 350. You're going to cook that until your chicken is got an internal tip of 165 or higher. 165 is done though. Higher is just being safe. And then I'll show you what everything looks like when I get it all plated. Well, it doesn't get much better than that. And that is definitely summertime flavors right there. Love it. Tam, thanks for another great recipe. Absolutely delicious. I will see you guys tomorrow night. Alright, so I got these Brussels sprouts about a week or so ago. I don't like to let them go much longer than that. I washed them and stuck them in the fridge, but, you know, sometimes it gets lost in there and you forget that you have it. So I was cleaning out my fridge and I saw these, and I'm just going to cut them up. I'm just prepping for supper tonight. I'm just going to fry these with a little bit of bacon, some salt and pepper, and that's it. Nothing super fancy. And I like to quarter them, and if they fall apart, that's perfectly fine. That doesn't bother me. Of course, you know, you can always roast them whole. You can eat them like that, but, you know, it doesn't bother me. I also got some, what are they? Jalapenos. I'm going to put some cream cheese in those, wrap those with bacon so we can get those ate up. I'm trying to figure out, even right now, still trying to figure out a protein for tonight. And I have not, but we'll work on getting the veggies prepped. Definitely going to be a veggie night, right? Sometimes people worry about what I cut off, because I do cut off quite a bit of it. It's okay. This goes outside to the rabbits. We have a ton of rabbits right now, and I don't mind feeding them, you know. Now, I do know that we used to have a bunny, and they told us, actually, carrots are actually not good for them. Once in a while as a treat, yes, but it's pure sugar to them. And, you know, things like this, they can have this. And there's a handful here, and there's a ton of rabbits. I mean, the thing I'm worried about most is everybody going to get a bite? All right, so I changed my mind. I'm going to put this in a bigger container because I always think it's going to fit and it never does. I'm sure you have that same problem. I'm going to go ahead and add some onions to this too. I have one right here. It needs to be all ate up. And I'm going to add about half of it. Don't worry about this either. Okay, that goes in the stock pot. I have a bag in the freezer full of stuff for chicken or beef stock. So, none of that onion gets wasted. Skin and all goes right in. So, I'm going to use this piece because it's not quite as big. And I'll wrap that piece up for tomorrow night or another night. And go ahead and cut this up. And go ahead and just mix it in with those Brussels. Alright, so you're going to need your jalapenos. You're going to need some bacon. You're going to need some seasoning of choice. I like the citrusy garlic from Trader Joe's. It's really good. And all I do is I just put a little bit on the inside of the pepper. I'm going to set it over here to the side. Just like so. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Put that on there. Put the lid back on. And you're going to need some cream cheese. Any kind you want. You can use flavored cream cheese if you want to. Sure can. Oh, let me move these over. Hold up. Now we're good. I'm going to take this out. Open it up. Throw that in the sink. That's how I roll. Just tossed it. Oh, I love Philadelphia cream cheese. Chew some cream cheese. I'm sure you've seen this before. Actually, I've made it on my channel before. I get a smear of cream cheese there, and I work it all the way down. It's like that. Take a piece of bacon. You actually, if you work it just right, you don't need toothpicks. Really. Have I ever steered you wrong? No, and I'm not starting today. Just put that on there. Put that first little bit right on that cheese, okay? It's going to stick. It's going to work like glue. Then gingerly pull your bacon around that jalapeno, just like that. Pull it all the way up. That's it. It will stay. I pinky promise. Just give it a little squish, put it in your pan, and you're good to go. Alright, so I got the bacon in there. It is just about the way we like it. That's like 6 ounces of bacon. I'm going to add my onions and my Brussels sprouts. Right, just a pinch of salt and a pinch of black pepper and a couple of tablespoons of water. Alright, so I just stir it periodically and get it as tender as you want it, and you're good to go. It's easy. Brussels sprouts are easy. Alright, so I ended up making just some hamburger steaks with steak sauce or whatever you choose to put on them. That's what we're having, just simple salt and pepper. And I actually cooked those in the oven, so I saved myself a little bit of work right there. Some macaroni and cheese. There's the Brussels sprouts. And there is the jalapeno poppers with some ranch. And that is dinner tonight. Yum! Alright, so it's couples cooking tonight. We are just making some pizzas. We're going to make a taco pizza. It's pretty easy. I've made them on my channel before. We're going to make a ham pizza. Right there, I've got that thawed out. Bob is cutting up the olives. He did some cheese, some onion. So, we're just tag teaming it tonight, y'all. Nothing too spectacular. Alright, so this is the same dough I used in my last video. I just used the packaged dough per package directions, and I have... I add olive oil to mine, but I'll just leave that video down below where you can see it more in depth if you missed it. Alright, you hear anything screaming in the background? That's a cockatoo. Nobody's being murdered. Okay? So this is my taco pizza. This is salsa going down as my sauce today. It's just a mild picante. Got a little bit of onion and a little bit of peppers and all the yumminess. So that is my sauce. I'm going right to that edge. Put a little bit more on there. You know what? I'm going to put the whole thing on there because YOLO. Alright, so I got a little bit of pepper jack cheese on there. A little bit of Parmesan just because I like that little bit of flavor it adds. Bob cooked up some taco meat. And I'm going to spread that all over. And then we're going to add some more cheese. And then you just cook it per package directions. Until the pizza is done the way you like it. Alright, so I'm going on with my favorite sauce, the Chef Boyardee pizza sauce, right here. In case you missed the last video, it is linked down below, and it is in my storefront. And my storefront is now working. It was just having technical difficulties, but it is working now, and you can find that sauce in there if you can't find it in your area. My favorite pizza sauce ever. So we're just going to spread that out. Just like so. You know what? I'm going to put just a little bit more. Put the rest in the fridge. Make some pizza toast or something for lunch this week. And just spread that out. Lick the spoon because you can. And then throw it in the sink. Don't use it again. I'm going to add some Parmesan. Just the spaghetti stuff. Right on top. Just like that. And then some mozzarella. Down there. Spread it out a little bit. And then I've got some diced ham. It's basically a ham and cheese pizza. That's what's going down. And that's going in the oven with that other one. Cooked per package directions or as done as you like it. And that's dinner tonight, y'all. It's easy peasy. I'll show you the plates as soon as it's done. All right, y'all, so that is going to do it for this What's for Dinner. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, please make sure you hit that like button and subscribe if you're new. I'd love to have you stick around, and I will see you guys on the next one. Take care, my friends, and may God always bless you.